everybody, welcome back. Steven here and welcome back to Command Centre Wargaming. Geez guys, it's been a fantastic week, hasn't it? We've had a great weekend, okay? We've had some more news coming out, alright? We've got the new Chaos guy coming out. We've got Calgar popping out there, and they're up for pre-order this weekend, I believe. So I'm going to get some of those guys as well. And more importantly, we had our 100 subscriber giveaway, which is fantastic. Now I've gone through and I've put the winners to that up there. They're in the video, okay? They're displayed there in the video. I'll talk about them in the video. Alright, now I'm going to go through a bit later, okay? I just don't want to spoil it for anyone yet. I think there's maybe one person we're waiting on. Fergus or something like that, or Ferrigus or something like that. I had the name around here before. But basically, yeah, so we're waiting on him, and we're waiting on Chin Boy. So Shin Boy, you got to send me your address, buddy, so I can get these Marines out to you. Steven at commandcenterwargaming.com. Alright, and Fergus or Fergus, whatever, check it out. If anybody knows that guy, just let him know. I might drop him a comment on his on his comment there on the video, and see if we can wake him up a little bit. But I don't know, maybe he's not an active subscriber, you know, so if he's not, then I guess I'll have to redraw the prize for an active subscriber. But anyway, we'll give him a bit. I'll give him a bit of a nudge. Hopefully he's still there. He might just be off doing something. And awesome. So yeah, look, I've started sorting all that out. I've collected all your details so far, except for Shin Boy, and I believe it's the Ferragus or something like that. So basically, I've got that, and I'm going to be sending those out to you ASAP. Alright, and I'm going to be sending out those Marines, alright, so it's all good, it's going to be great, and thank you very much everybody, to all our subscribers, and to all our viewers, alright, it's absolutely awesome. Okay, we had someone comment today, that, you know, talk about saying the channel is more of a community, you know, and it's really fantastic, we have this community going. And it really is a community, you know, and I'm really happy to be part of this community. I love it how, like, everyone's, you know, helping us out. And Adam sent me another message today and basically gave me some, you know, was suggesting maybe we have like a Secret Santa, sort of a Secret Santa Christmas draw or something like that. But we'll have to see what happens with that. I think the painting competition might be the best way to go right now. The only reason is because probably the Secret Santa, like, I mean, it's just hard to be accountable. Like, if we sort of, like, we don't know, like, some people, I could pair someone up with someone, and, you know, someone, you know, unsubscribes or disappears, and he sends them a present or something like that, and it's not going to be fair on the other viewer, you know. So we'll see how we go. We'll work the prizes thing out. I think by Wednesday I should have something worked out there with the prizes. I'm pretty sure I got the painting competition one worked out. I'm pretty sure I got that one going, but I just have to lay out the criteria for the painting competition, right? So, like, how we're going to judge it, like, out of 10, you know, we're going to have like a rubric for it, right, which is going to be pretty cool, and I'll get some judges to come in as well, you know, and do all that kind of stuff, which would be fantastic there. So yeah, so also as well, Jonathan Hannah, my friend, I've got your email, it's all good, mate. I got it straight away. I actually wrote a comment there, you might not have seen it on one of your questions. I've gotten it, and I've got your details, my friend. It's all good. I'm going to start sending those Marines out tomorrow. Alright, so it'll be great. Okay, I don't know, like, as I said, I can't give you a time frame. I'll get it to you as fast as I can. Okay, but we're basically, yeah, I'm going to get them to you. Don't worry about it, alright? So it's all good. And as I said, if you don't get it, like, you know, if something happens, we'll sort it out. Okay, I can send you the PayPal amount. You can go buy your own, or I can just buy you one off the GW website and then send it to your address or something like that. Okay, so it's all good. Okay, it's all good in the hood. Okay, so we're all good. All right. So you might wonder what this thing is on my head. This is a magnification contraption. Alright, so I'm hoping to do a little bit of airbrushing today, and I got the Steve Vision going on for you, alright, on the top of my head, which is something I want to sort of try out. So I'm going to have the camera going off and spraying a little bit, and then I'm going to chop between the normal shot, the medium shot, and then go into Steve Vision, so you can see exactly what I'm doing. Now, for the fine scale modeling, I don't think that's really going to be work too well, because we need to see high details. But for stuff like some of the airbrushing, I think that's going to work just fine. So excuse me everybody, got to get a bit of a Pepsi. It gets pretty hot in here when the lights are going on. Yeah, it's been a busy day. So anyway, I've got a, so tomorrow, we're going to have hopefully we're going to have our special guest coming in on the channel, Israel, who's painted one of the Titans up for GW, the Titanicus Titan, and he's also won a competitions, a lot of painting competitions, and he's also gone through and he's made this epic Tau army as well. Really impressed me. I found him on Facebook. And in one of the Facebook groups there, it was very, very impressive. And so I've asked him to come on the channel and give a little bit of an interview, and he said that he would. So hopefully I'm going to get up really early this morning. He's on US Pacific time. I'm on, you know, AUD time. So there's a big gap. But we're going to try hook it up and get it up on the channel. Going to be asking him some questions about his career. Going to be asking him some questions about, like, you know, what he thinks about airbrushing. You know, I mean, you got to understand the guy's a tradesman at it. So you know, he's not going to give away, you know, every single little secret in the book to us. But you know, I'm pretty sure he'll throw us a tip here and there. And I'm telling you guys, like, this guy is work, and I don't say this lightly. I'm telling you now, I reckon there's maybe 4 painters I've seen on the internet, you know, like on YouTube or whatever, or floating around Facebook, where I'll actually go, man, I can learn something from that guy. But aside from that, like, it's just like, oh yeah, it's good or average or good or really good. But this guy's phenomenal. His precision with his highlights and his blending and everything, and it's really good. So you know, it's going to be fantastic. A very big privilege to have him on the channel. And you know, we're gonna go do that, and I'm sure he's gonna be open for commissions if you want, and you know, you can hire him to do the work, whatever. I reckon I'm gonna hire him as well, get him to do some stuff for the channel. You know, like I might maybe subcontract him out to do maybe some of the new Chaos Marines or something like that. Like, I'm doing my own, but you know, maybe like we'll do some, I don't know, maybe some World Eaters. I might get him to do that, which is really cool. So yeah, so it's all going on here in the channel, everybody. And oh yeah, it's getting hot in here. So yeah, so we're gonna kick that off. We're gonna do a little bit of spraying with you today. What we're gonna do though as well, I just want to take you through this a little bit as well. All right, so I went through. I did a little bit of an acquisition today, like I usually do. And we'll talk about some of this stuff which I picked up along my travels. Some new paints. Some of these I think I already had. Hang on a sec. I'm just going to take this off. I need to adjust this, but it's falling down. There's a little thing on the back, and because my head's sweaty, because it's very hot in here with the lights and everything, it's dropping down. So we'll leave this guy for later when we actually do the airbrushing. So this is a paint. I've already got this paint. It's a verdigris glaze, right? It's really good for plasma, right? To highlight your plasma. This guy here is Vallejo. That's Vallejo, by the way. This guy here is green fluorescent. So this is really awesome for like Death Guard, sort of like toxic stuff, and you know, ooze and all that kind of stuff. It's really nice, sort of like fluorescent color, but it's not too bright where you kind of go like, oh man, like that's horrible, you know. So it's just like, you know, too much pop, you know. And then I got this guy. So look, I've got like 100 versions of white aluminium, but I'm always looking for ways to like improve my process. So I picked this one up, and this is Vallejo metal color, and it's white aluminium. And I'm thinking this could be really cool for like edge highlighting gold. It's got a, I mean, look, yeah, it's kind of a silvery sort of. Don't know if you can see that. I don't want to open that here right now, but smells very alcoholic. So just gotta be careful of that one. So it's a metallic, but yeah, it's like a very, very white silver. It's even like starker than the Stormhost silver. So, you know, haven't used this one yet. I've got 100 other versions of it, equivalents, but I haven't used that specific one. All right, and some interesting Army Painter stuff I picked up today, which is pretty cool. Now, as I mentioned before on the channel, I do in fact paint with Army Painter as well. And I was just thinking, you know, for the Chaos Marines and everything, I've got these two golds here, and I picked up a warp weapon bronze, a true copper. Now I'm thinking that's for that could be. I want to try that out on some Black Legion or something. But they're really good paints. Let me know if you use them in the comment below. I think I have used the copper one. And then what drew my attention to this were these golds. And I think look, I've used greedy gold before. I've used greedy gold before, like a few times. But I saw this one, and it's bright. It's called bright gold, right? And I took a little bit of it out today after I bought it, and like I was really impressed with it. Like, I mean, it's this really nice yellowy bright gold. Like, it's just, I don't know if you can see that here, but you know, I mean, I want to see how it goes. So look, today on the channel, what I'm going to do, we're going to make this part of our little airbrushing venture. It's just going to be, look, I'm just going to do some quick spraying, guys. It's not going to be crazy, but it's basically just to get you sort of familiar with the way I airbrush and stuff like that, and you know, and just sort of like get the workflow, get the flow down as well. You know, but I want to see how this gold goes on some custodes. All right, I want to see how it goes. Now, I believe I've got some custodes undercoated and stuff. I'm thinking about undercoating, base coating them in. Look, I don't want to use this greedy gold. I think it's a nice gold, but I think I'm just going to go with the good old Retributor Armor Air, right? Which is really good, and you know, because I really like that gold, but I'm just not happy with the Liberator gold from GW, and like how can I say it? The Vallejo liquid gold is awesome, but it's just, you know, I mean, it's very hard to airbrush. It's very hard to work with sometimes. So I've always been looking out like for a really good gold substitute, and I reckon like this might be it. We'll check out that war color as well. Like that should be pretty cool too. But I just wanted to check this one out and see how it went. So yeah. Okay, so that's that, and which is really cool. And like, I mean, like I said, hopefully we have time to get it all done tonight in the tutorial. Like I said, I am. It's pretty brutal at the moment, so I've got to ship all your prizes off to you, obviously. And I've also got to go, and I've got a meeting tomorrow. I've got that interview tomorrow with Israel. I've got to get up crack in the morning of that. And so look, if I don't finish it in this video, all right, then we'll go off and we'll do it in the tomorrow's video, okay, and we'll get into it there. All right. But the other thing I wanted to talk about here is this thing, and I picked this up from a place called GameCube. Now this is actually in Australia. And they're a good shop. They're in a place called Parramatta. Now I live in the CBD now, but I actually originally was from Parramatta. Like, I know we've got a whole heap of Australian subscribers there, so thank you very much for the support, everybody. I really appreciate it. I've had a lot of Facebook messages, you know, from Australian subscriber, Warhammer people, you know, basically say, good on you, man. We need more, you know, Australian YouTubers. There aren't many of us and all this kind of stuff. And, you know, I like to think, I mean, there's a few of them, but, you know, I find that they're a little bit hit and miss. Some of their content, in my opinion, is a little bit questionable. So there's this one guy, I'm not going to mention any names, you know, because I'm not going to give him free advertising stuff. Why would I? And they've got a good channel. I'm actually subscribed to it myself, right? So it's actually a good channel. But essentially, like, I went on the other day, and like, because it's just a subscriber, I watch it. There's subscribers on here, like I think it's Spect. I think there's a channel called Spect. You know, chuck a shout out there if you want, brother, in the comments, Spect. And there's Spect or SPQR, whatever it is. I've just found his channel through somewhere else, through the ICT Bear Network, and thanks to Chimboy for referring that to me. And I'll muck around in there a little bit, but I'm pretty cool just making the vids at the moment, and as well. Thank you everybody as well, so for subscribing. And if I didn't get to you, just drop me a line, because I only just joined that group. So if you sub me, let me know in the comments, and I'll sub you. So as long as you sub me first. So basically, yeah, and this YouTuber, you know, it's you know, he's got good content and everything, but like, I don't know. Like, he never shows himself on camera. And I mean, to me, it's kind of like, you know, well, man, like, if you're not going to show yourself on camera, I mean, that's fair enough. But, you know, then don't go out and sort of like bag out other YouTubers. Like, I mean, the thing is that, like, you know, what they did was they did like an @ video just recently, and basically just you know, counter commenting someone else's YouTube. And that's fine by me, like, full on, you know. And I don't disagree with the guy, like, half of it, you know. But it's kind of just like, the way I feel about it is it's kind of just like, and I have been asked by like some of our subscribers to give my opinion a little bit more, so I'm going to do that, you know. And if you don't reckon I should, then just tell me in the comments down below. But it's kind of like, how can I say it? Like, guys, you know, if you're going to go have a shot at someone over YouTube, then at least be man enough, right? At least be man enough to show your face in the videos. Because I'll be honest with you, if you're just doing product reviews and all this kind of stuff like that, I'm kind of just like, okay, whatever, you know what I mean? Cool, we don't need to see that. But if you're going to go, you're going to start calling other people out and at this and at that, you know, at least be man enough to show your face on the video, you know what I mean? Like, there's only so much credibility that I can give to someone who's going to, you know, who can't even show himself like a man on the video, right? Okay? So look, you know, get your little, you know, your little nail oil and go hide in your basement and all this kind of stuff. But, you know, as a man, you know, I'm basically just like, guys, if you're gonna at someone in the video, and it wasn't me. Like, as I said, it was directed at Keryov, which I don't know Keryov. Honestly, I think he's a good YouTuber. I'm subscribed to him. He's one of the main channels I watch. But I've got no, you know, affiliation or fascination or love for the guy. Like, he's just, you know, he does his stuff. And what I like about him a lot is that he doesn't just go through makeup crap. He's actually, you know, it's like, oh, okay, there's a rumour of this guy, there's a rumour of that guy, and anything to get some nerd bait and pull views into the channel. And if you actually notice, I'm not mentioning this conversation at all in the heading or whatever. It's just me sort of like discussing stuff. And but it's kind of just like, you know, the guys, you know, like, don't try to poach views off other YouTubers. Like, that's just rude. You know, I mean, like, if you disagree with a guy, then at least, you know, show your face like a man on the channel, you know. He didn't give a crap anyway, so it's kind of just like, I remember I watched the reply and it was just like, yeah, whatever, man, cool. And it's just like, yeah, whatever. But anyway, long story short, I'm just saying this because I'm like, well, you know, someone said to me, oh, look, Steve, man, check out this channel for info. But here's the thing. I went to that channel, right? And I always go to that channel. I'm a subscriber of the channel, so I'm a viewer of the channel. And most times it's pretty good. But it's kind of like, you know, I went there and I was like, instead of seeing like content on like 30k or whatever, or 40k, I just saw this like sort of, you know, what I felt was like a lame attempt at like a poaching of viewers. And, you know, it was just sort of like having a shot, you know, and I'm just like, man, that's not what I went there for. I went there for 40k content, man. You know, I went there for 40k content. And like I said, like, you know, I think you got a good channel, whatever. If you're watching this and you kind of worked out who you might be, you know, I think you got a good channel, man, you know, and I'm pretty sure you're Australian, and I'm Australian too. But at the end of the day, man, be a man, show your face, man. You know, like, you're going to start calling people out and that, you know, and all that. But like I said, I'm not going to mention any names here. You know, number one, I'm not, you know, down for giving people free advertising that run around trying to like poach it off other YouTubers anyway. Yeah, there's ways to do it. I got plenty of people, you know, on the channel here, they're commenting like direct links and that, you know, but just be positive, you know, like, you know, and I think it's, I mean, it doesn't matter at the end of the day, but I just think it's a bit rude. You know, and I just thought it was a little bit uncalled for, you know. So, anyway, whatever. Look, I was asked to give some of my opinions, guys, so I thought I'd give it. And let's get back onto this. So, talking about this thing here. This is a dice rolling tray, right? That I picked up from this place called Games Cube, right? It's done by Battle Kiwi Terrain. I've got no idea who these guys are. These guys are a shop I used to shop in at Parramatta like a while ago. So I'm not, you know, most of you guys aren't from Australia anyway, but that's who they are, and they're a really cool shop, and the owner's really cool. So, you know, shout out to Lindsay if you're there watching. All right, here you go. All right, but you know, I'm not getting, you know, I'm not endorsed by them or anything. I'm just saying, like, it's a really cool thing. I've been looking for a really cool dice rolling tray for a while, actually. So this is a dice rolling tray, and I thought it was really cool. So you basically go through, and I guess we put it together something like this. And we go through here like that, and we sort of just push this in, right, kind of like that, and then like that as well. All right, and that's pretty cool. And then we get this other section here, and then we stick it together like this. All right, like push it together like that, and then whoop. Hang on a minute. I might have to actually glue this together. Maybe that's how it works. So maybe I've been a little bit too. Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to glue that in, but I believe it's meant to be portable too. So this is like a dice rolling tray, and you roll dice in it. So you know it's pretty cool. You know, you roll the dice. Do I have any dice or die around here? No, I don't. I have them up there. But anyway, we might have a look at it later. I'm going to bring it to some games and stuff like that. But I just thought it was really cool. So yeah. Alright everybody, look, so that's about just what I wanted to say. You know, had a bit of a chat to you guys. Thank you very much. And, you know, we definitely got some news coming up as well. And you know, and I'll probably cover that tomorrow night. Okay, that'll be cool. Talk about the new releases, talk about Manarius pre-orders and everything like that. But yeah, for now, okay. Look, I'm gonna set it up. We're gonna have a little bit of a quickie. We're gonna have a bit of a quick session. All right, gonna have a bit of a quick airbrush session, and test out this gold. I'm just really keen to see how this gold works. All right, fantastic everybody. I'll see you at the spray booth. All right, everybody, welcome back to the channel. What do you mean, welcome back to the channel? You're already here. I just did a cut, so I'm basically here. I've got a few things ready now. So just check out that camera there. I'll probably be a little bit out of focus because the focus is over here on the actual box itself, right? But look, so basically I've got this Custodes here, this Custodes jet bike, alright, which is probably hard for you to see there because of the focus there, but he's been undercoated, and he's been base coated with liquid gold, liquid old gold, I believe. Okay, so just checking that out. And what I'm going to do is now, this is just a test. I just want to test this gold out today. I'm not looking to do anything extravagant today. Where is it? Where is this thing? Shining gold. I just had it here. I'll get a drink of Pepsi while I'm here. So basically, yeah. Here it is, bright gold, bright gold. So I'll move over here. You don't need to see me. I'm gonna jump over in there zoom into the box. So you don't need to see what I'm doing. But as you can see, I've got the new unit here, and it's basically going through the tubes heading out the window. All right, I've never used this unit before, so hopefully it's going to be good. It's very experimental for me what we're doing right now. Usually I'm outside, see, but because I can't be outside filming at the same time, so it's just going to have to do it like this. It's all good. And sorry, there's not much of a view going on. I'll put some posters up around there, but I'm going to reconfigure this room a little bit more for airbrushing anyway. So yeah, so we're going to be using that. Now I've got this cup of water here. All right, got this cup of water here. This is basically to flush my airbrush, okay? And I've got a bucket here because we're inside, right? And this is what I'm going to flush my airbrush into. Alright, usually when you're outside it's all good, you can just spray it out into the open air. I'm just going to be using my HB 040 for this tutorial. Not tutorial, demo, okay? I've got my thinner ready, right? You'll see why I need that later. And this isn't actually for mixing or thinning the paint either. This is just for lubricating the airbrush for when I start working with it. So the first thing I do, everybody, the absolute first thing that I do is that I turn the airbrush on. Oh, I've got to turn the compressor on. There's going to be even more noise now. So I'm going to do that now. Right, so there goes the compressor. Hopefully you can hear that. And you'll see that this compressor is going to charge. When it charges, it's going to stop. So the ballast will fill up and it's going to stop, right? But anyway, it's good for me to start spraying, right? Pump some air through it, right? So the first thing you got to know when you're airbrushing is, you know, when you're spraying, you push down for the air and pull back for the paint. Alright, it's very, very important that you do that. I'm just going to take this thing up off the back here. Alright. Actually, you know what? I'll just leave it on. Stuff it. I think it's stuck in there. Yeah, that's all. I'll just use it for today. Who cares? I'm a noob, so who cares? Alright, I got a good spray on me now. You can hear that? It's a lot of really good air pressure. Alright. Very good. So the compressor will go, I'll set the compressor for this one. We should be pretty good for about, where we're at now is fine, 20 PSI. Now, one thing I am going to do, okay, I'm not going to prop this guy up because I'm not going to be doing like a whole lot of painting with him at the moment. I'm just testing out this shade of gold, right? So what I'm going to do, I'm just basically going to just hold this guy in my hand. I'm not going to go through and cork him or put any glue tack on him or set him up on a chopstick or whatever. Guys, I'll show you that in another video. Like I said, this is just a demonstration. We're not going to go too hardcore. It's just that it's been requested, so you know, I thought I'd just get into it, and I want to test this gold out. So, and test this unit out too. So you're actually the first people to be with me on my journey as I test this new unit out. So it's really going to be awesome. So just getting the gloves on, guys. So I'll be like, you know, Michael Jackson, you know, one glove, you know, woo, Jamal. All right, so without the kids. All right, anyway, I shouldn't have made that joke, but anyway, so sorry guys, I'm gonna get that Pepsi. So that's that. All right, so let's kick it in. I'm gonna zoom in on this on the box. All right, because that's what we want to be seeing here. You don't need us to be seeing my out of focus head. So let's just have a look here at the actual box and go through and get a decent focus on what's going on in there. All right, that should be enough for this tutorial. Like I said, I'll work out this setup a little bit later, a little bit better. All right, so first thing I'm going to do, I'm just going to flush the airbrush. So I got my bucket here. Going to get my airbrush, right, and I'm going to just put some water in here. Doesn't matter. All right, don't have to be neat with it. Just get it in there. All right, try not to drop it all over the floor. And then what I'm going to do, I'm just going to get it. I'm just going to spray it into the bucket. All right, you can see this mist going on here. All right, I'm going to test this little machine out. That looks like it's working pretty well. Sucking up that water there, right? And this is just, I'm just lubricating the airbrush. Now, I do this before every single use, right? Every single use and after every use, I flush it out completely. I'm going to take it off. I'm going to inspect the nozzle, make sure there's no paint off it. I'm going to just give that a little bit of a clean with some water, being very careful, right? Just lubricating the airbrush, all right? So that's pretty much what's going on there, right? So the next thing I want to do, I just want to get some of this, not the airbrush cleaner. It's this is actually, you could use this, but it's fine. I just want to get some thinner, right? You can use any thinner. Again, that's another tutorial. I've got all the thinners, you know. But for this one, I'm just using my Tamiya thinner because it's actually the cheapest for the most part. And I'm just going to go through, pour a little bit out thinner in there, or just a cupful. Right, and I'm going to go through and I'm just going to, again, just lubricate that airbrush before use. So just spray that off. Alright, you can see here this box is working quite nicely to get rid of the fumes and to pump the fumes out. Now you can see here, right, it's getting a little bit cloggy. Right, so this is cleaning the paint out, just flush it out. Right, this is going to help you get rid of like any residue paint that's in there that you might not have done, you might not have cleaned properly, alright? So that's basically that. Okay, all good, done. Right now for my next trip, I don't actually know the consistency of this paint. First thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to go ahead. I'm going to give it a nice little shake. Right. The other thing is that I don't. You notice I'm only using my glove for one hand. I'm not using my glove for the other hand. Right, I can now put this bucket on the floor. Now, I only put this bucket on the floor because, to show you, usually I just have it on the floor anyway. All right, so I'm just making sure I go through, I shake my paint. I give it like a really, really, really good shake, right? And I'm going to put my Custodes bike just here. Alright, and I could even use that contraption I bought before, that little sprayer, but look, for this purpose I'm not going to bother with it, alright, because like I said, it's it's just a demo. I just want to test some of this paint out. I wouldn't have even used this Custode, but he was the only thing I really had gold that was painted up, and otherwise I would have had to go and undercoat him and all this kind of stuff. So I'm just going to go through, give you a little bit of a better view of him there, so you can see what he's looking like so far. Just simple base coat, right? Simple, simple wash. Washed with Reichland Flesh Shade Gloss. Alright, so he's looking alright, but he's looking pretty drab, and the reason is because he's just base coated. Right? He's undercoated and he's base coated, and that's basically all. Right? So we're gonna get him looking a little, just test this gold out and see how it goes. Alright, let me just see if I could just move this camera a little bit more, everybody. Just gonna, yeah. There we go. That's better. Get you a little bit of a better view. Like I said, guys, in the actual proper tutorials, I will I'm going to set this up a little bit better for you. All right, so don't worry about it. We'll have the camera like right up to the booth and everything. And I've ordered 2 desks, so it's going to be good. Just shaking this paint, guys. Just shaking this paint. All right, so it's really good. Giving it a really good shake, right? So the next thing I want to do while I'm shaking this paint, it's very, very important. What I do is I'm going to put a little bit of thinner just in the base of the airbrush. All right, so just putting a little bit of thinner in there. All right, in the base of the airbrush, just a tiny little bit, just to lubricate it a little bit, so that when my paint goes through, I lubricate it just a little bit. Right, just to give it that little bit of lubrication. Like, I mean, just a drop, guys. Like, just literally like a drop in there. You could use like an eyedropper and just eyedrop a little bit in there. All right, so you can go through and do that. I'm still trying to take the back of this airbrush, but I don't know. There must be some paint in there or something. It's not working, but whatever. All right, so I think that should be okay for shaking the paint. There's no agitator in here. It's Army Painter, so it should be alright. But what I am going to do, because I don't want to stuff, I want to try to keep this thing as clean as possible. I mean, it's going to cop it. I don't think there's much I can do about it. It's going to cop it. I would like to put some paper down, but it's just going to cop it. I'm not going to bother. All right, so we should be right now. All right. I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to give this a little bit of a spray. So first thing I'm going to do is just get my gold and I don't need a whole lot here, and just plop some here just drop some into the chamber. Right, you're looking at, for what I'm doing here, you're basically looking at just under a quarter. Right, I don't know if you can see that there, right, but it's just under a quarter paint. And you can see here that what's going on is that the little bit of thinner I put in there is sort of like just separated from the gold. All right, now, so what I need to do here, I'm going to need to just give it a little bit of a mix. So I could use a brush for this, which I might do to start off with. So just any brush, whatever, it's one of my cheap little Golo brushes. And I'm just going to stick that in. I'm going to start just twirling around, just nice and neatly. It's a very nice gold, everybody. I can see it. It's quite nice. It might be hard for you to see there because my hand's in the way. All right, but just mixing that up. All right, mixing that up, and you can see that's immediately thinned the paint down quite nicely. All right, so it's just mixed up that tiny little bit of thinner. Army Painter paints come out really good consistency out of the box anyway, right? So we don't have to worry about that too much, all right? And I got my brush here. I didn't fill up my water cup, so I'm just going to chuck this here for now. All good. Alright, for the demo. Then the next thing I'm going to do to mix my paint, alright, I'm just going to go through, I'm just going to plug the tip like that with my finger. Okay, you can see I plug in the tip like that. Very gently push down, right, and let some air into the chamber, and you can see as I'm letting some air into the chamber, it's causing these bubbles right inside my paint. And what this is going to do, this is just going to mix that paint around. Right, so just let it bubble up. Just be very careful with it. Obviously, give it a bit of a tap if it bubbles up. We don't want to do too much. We don't want to do too much mixing here. It's looking still pretty thick. All right, so I'm gonna put a tad little bit more of thinner in here. All right, because it's still looking just a tiny little bit thick. I'm gonna be very careful, everybody. Like I'm talking about like just a slither like that. Right, that might have even been just a little bit too much. All right, but just a slither like that, and we're gonna get it, and see how that's bubbling a lot nicer now. All right, that's kind of a little bit better. Just let it bubble up, let it mix in the cup. All right, you can see now we've got the bubbles happening. Very nice, bubbly consistency. All right, just be careful. You're going to get a little bit of popping, a little bit of blowback there. All right, give it a little bit of a mix again. Okay, so because Army Painter takes a little bit of treatment just to get that really nice consistency going on. All right, unlike some of the other paints like Vallejo Game Air, which will work really nicely like out of the box. Okay, so I think we're ready to go. I'm liking the consistency of the paint. All right, consistency, what it's all about, and that's one thing with like GW paints. Like you've seen me here with this Army Painter. I've spent a few seconds getting it the right consistency. But the thing is with like GW paint is it would have taken me like another 10-15 minutes because their paint's like always like inconsistent. It's always thicker, stuff like that, right? So that's just my main gripe with it. It's like good paint and everything, but it can be very inconsistent. And sometimes you get a paint and it's really, you get two Mephiston reds, right? One Mephiston red will be like really like thick. The other one will be thinner, and so blah, and you got to play around the ratios. Where the thing is with Army Painter, as you can see, like I pretty much knew like almost exactly how much to put in, and I'm there, and I'm at a sweet ass consistency, right? So I've got that milky consistency here, that milky sort of consistency where it's what you're looking for. You're looking for the paint when you slide it up, and you want it to like sort of like bring it down again. All right. And when it's coming down from the cup, you want that consistency to kind of like be milk and stick to the edge, but just not as much as it runs down the edge, but just a smooth glide down the edge, and that's the consistency that you want. You shake the airbrush around, right? And I want to just pop this off a little bit more, give this a little bit more of it. Just be very careful. Make sure you put the air through first, and then slowly apply the trigger. Right? It's a very small, very small cup. This one. All right. So we don't want to pop anything out or destroy anything. All right. And don't worry, it's not going to dry on you. Okay, unless you just leave it there for ages. And don't worry, it's even if it does, you can just thin it out and stuff like that. So anyway, I think we're ready to give it a bit of a spray, and we're going to do that now. So the first thing I'm going to do, you never spray the airbrush directly on the model. All right. That's the first rule, okay? The first rule is you never do that, okay? And the reason is because we might have a bad consistency. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to use this cloth. I'm just going to spray a little bit on here and see how the flow looking. All right, it's looking good. All right, I don't know if you can see that on the camera, but we've got a really nice blend here, like really nice. This is really good. It's really good consistency, right? Now, because this is already undercoat, not glazed. Shaded with null oil, I want to try keep as much of that as I can, right, on the model. I will go over it with a polishing null oil after. I actually do layers of null oil, but again, that in another tutorial. But I'm just going to go through. Look, all I'm going to do here, guys, I'm just going to do exactly that. I'm just going to slowly add some air to the mix, and just slowly, about maybe 20 centimeters away, just go around the model like that. Alright, and what's going to happen, right, we're going to get this slow build up of paint, right? And now you can already see that, that's looking flush, guys. Look at that shininess. And because I'm spraying so far away, basically we're still keeping a little bit of that undertone as well. Right, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to just spray a little bit more at the front. Alright, now remember, we just want to catch those highlights. Right, and you can just tap it if you want. Tap it in, you know. Give it a tap. Right, we just want to catch those highlights, those highlighted parts of the gold. We want to have that contrast between the back part and the bottom part. Alright, we want to catch it, and you can see we're getting that now. So I'm going to come in and be a little bit more aggressive now. Alright, so hopefully you can see that as I'm painting it. And you can see I'm just getting this really nice highlight of the gold settling on top of the other gold, of the liquid gold. And you can see some areas here are going through and they're getting shinier. Areas like this, I'm going to have to, like the top, you want to be mindful. Get a little bit more shininess on the top there. Right? Because that's where the light's going to hit. A little bit here up on the wings. Right, give it a bit of a tap, few taps. 2 to the body, 1 to the head. Alright. Alright, everywhere where the light will be hitting, just give it a bit of a tap. Alright, and guys, I'm loving this gold. Oh my goodness, it's so good. Right, so here you can see I'm getting this really nice highlights. Working, you know, back with the undercoat, with the base coat. So certain areas are popping up really shiny, alright, really nicely, alright? And this unit, first time I've used it, it's actually fantastic, doing a fantastic job of keeping that going on. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to take this by the tip of the spear. I just want to give you another tip here, guys, okay? I want to give you another tip, just quickly. So the trick is to airbrushing. A lot of people think you just go through and you do it all in one hit. That's not the case, right? The trick that I use is you got to build your layers. So what I'm going to do is basically, you know, I've gone and done that, and I'm going to do the top here because it's going to be light hitting that. But then I'm just going to let that dry. Like what I would usually do, I'd let that dry for like an hour or so, and I work on the other model, right? And basically let that dry, and then come back and do another layer, right? So you gotta layer your stuff, right? So look, it should be safe to just grab this now, and I'm just going to come in and hit that pretty nicely with a lot of paint, and just nice streaks about 30 centimeters away. Right, you can actually see how it's forming up on the base. It's not too clunky, right? It's just getting those top areas in there. All right, and we're still maintaining. I don't know if you can see it on the camera, but we're still maintaining those shadows areas and things like that. I'll get a close up of this later. Right, so we're going to go through, I'm going to get the top, give it a few sprays. Alright, that's looking pimp. It's looking pimp. So, just be patient with it. The key is, alright, just, you know, layer it up. Layer it up. That's the trick to airbrushing. That's how you keep it. So we know right at the tip here, I want to layer that up. Okay. I want it to be like shiny down here, shiny up here. Just do your one-shotting. Alright. One shot here, layering it up. One shot. One shot. One shot. Alright. Maybe a little bit more there. Alright, and he's looking blooming golden. He's looking very golden, okay? He's looking nice. And again, what I will do is I will then go through that, give him like another like another nail oil, very careful nail oil, and then I'll give him like a, so I'll nail oil gloss it in Reichland Flesh Shade, and then nail oil gloss it in nail oil gloss in the finer areas. All right, so really what I want to be doing is just want to let that dry for a little bit, let that settle. I'm thinking there should just be a little bit more up the top here, but this is kind of where I'd get my high precision brush to come into it. Alright, but that's fine, it's going to be nice and shiny. So what you do, test your consistency on the brush here, you can apply it to the model. Alright, but that's looking pretty sweet. I'm pretty content with that. Alright, maybe just a little bit more in these areas here. I think it's layered up now, we can sort of just go in there, get quite aggressive with it now, get quite shiny with it now, because we've gone through and we've spent our time building that paint up. Looks like I've run out of paint. I'm just going to do a quickie here. Just going to plop a little bit in there. Alright, there's no need to lubricate this. Alright, because we're just gonna we want it to sort of be thick on these thicker areas. Alright, so and then up the back, like anywhere where light would hit really. Alright, and then up the top here. Because you're gonna remember they're gonna be looking at the model from the top. Alright, so think about where the people are going to be looking at the model and then do it from the top. Guys, check out that gold. Look at that. Look at that gleam. Look at that. And look at the contrast between the bottom layer and the top layer. So we're going to go through. Going to give him a bit of a hit just up the top. Alright, again, just anywhere light would hit. 45-degree angle. Alright, we're just building that gold up. And we're keeping a lot of shadows, like in these areas where the shadows would be. So stuff like his shoulder pad, where light would be hitting, golden, more golden. Right, stuff like his, yeah, not his foot, but maybe up here, and the top of his head. Okay, and just his like neck piece here. All right, because you've got to understand, like, light's going to be hitting it that way, and all good. So I'm thinking that's really cool. All right, so I'm just going to give it a bit more oomph just here. All right, a bit more gold there, and then there it is. All right, so it's looking really nice. So we've got a little bit of gold left. But we're not going to use that. But I'm thinking for a first layer, for a first coat, I'm thinking this is pretty good. I'm thinking this is pretty good. You can see what we're looking for. We're looking for that contrast with the shadow areas, that layer of shadow. Right? People think, look, oh yeah, I'll just put some nail oil there, that'll put the shadow in there. Wrong. That's not how it works, guys. There's layers of shadows, there's ambient occlusion, there's all this sort of stuff that goes on with objects, right? So, yeah. And if you look here, I can touch him by this part because I'm going to paint that red anyway, right? But on the bottom, it's looking a bit messy. I've got some nail oil there, so I might just, actually, yeah, I'll one-shot that bottom part. Just give it a bit of a one-shot there with that paint. I've got some in the chamber. Alright, I think some of that I'll be painting up silver anyway. Alright, but I just want to be careful. I don't want to interrupt the shadows. Right? I want that contrast. Alright, fantastic. So I'm happy with that, and guys, I'm happy with that gold. I'm really liking that gold. The spear I'm going to come and do like I'll fix that up later. And I'm thinking this top part is It's pretty cherry up here. Alright, and like I said, it's looking quite nice, right? So that's basically that's how you go about the foundations of airbrushing, the foundations of doing it. My way of doing it anyway. As you can see, we've still got a lot of detail with the model because of the way I've gone about doing it. You got your contrast. We hit this again, like with another null oil. You know, with another layer of null oil for fine precision is going to be great. So okay, so now what I need to do, I'm going to leave this video right here. What I'm going to need to do is I'm going to need to just clean this out now. I'm going to clean this brush out. Now what I'll do, usually I'll just go to the tap and I'll basically just pour the water down it. Can't really do that here in the room to show you because I can't take the camera in there. So I've got this bucket, right? So I'm just going to use this water here, and it's very easy. I'm just going to get the water, pour it in the cup, right? And then just start flushing it at full power. Just give it a good flush. Flush that chamber. Alright, hold the top of the nozzle, pop it up so you can, oh, you can't see that, can you? I might see if I can just come out just a tad with the lens. Let me just come out just a tad for you, alright? So, just give it a spray, just empty it out. Right, clean that chamber up, hold that nozzle, right, push. Yeah, cool guys, sorry the camera just stopped itself, but all good. And just empty out that airbrush, clean that airbrush, pop the nozzle, bubble it up, let it clean the chamber, it'll sort of auto clean. You got to do this a few times actually, but you see here how it's starting to clean that chamber up. I will just run this under the tap anyway, but like I said, unfortunately I don't have that in here, so it's all good. And just flush it out just a few times. Give it a bit of a clean. Alright, I'll do a proper tutorial on cleaning the airbrush later. Alright. Just, you know, wipe that stuff out in there. Right, next thing you want to do, get some airbrush cleaner. Alright, get some airbrush cleaner. Pour this into your airbrush. Right, this will help you out. Then use your paintbrush. Use your paintbrush and like just mix it around like that, you know. You can see here it's really cleaning that up now, taking the paint off that. It is a metallic, okay, so awesome. Alright, so just gonna use this brush to sort of maneuver that around, let it settle in there a little bit. Alright, and then just spray this back out. Alright, this will clean the flusher chamber a lot more as well. Alright, and now at this point, it still needs more. Give it a good clean. Let it flow through the airbrush, just clean it out. Alright. Take the tip off. Spray it out, get it out there. Alright, and you see here, it's much cleaner now. Let it get out there, get that gunk out there. Alright, all good. Alright, now, again, what I'll go through, I won't show you this on camera, it's pretty clean because I got the paint the right consistency, but you go through, clean the nozzles, clean the stuff under the sink. You know, again, I'm going to do another tutorial for cleaning the airbrush. Alright, so that'll be it for now. And then after you've done it with the thing, just flush it with water. Give it a good flush once again with water, just spray it, flush it out. You see all the gunk in there. Alright, and that'll basically get you pretty clean, but you wanna basically go through now and you want to go through now, wash it out as well in the tap or in the sink or whatever you're doing. So yeah, so guys, that's like, you know, airbrushing 101, the absolute basics for you. Fantastic, guys. Look, I might leave it there for tonight. I think it's been pretty in depth, and we had that rant before, which was pretty nuts. So yeah, guys, look, thanks very much for watching. You know, if you find anything here of value, please subscribe to the channel. You know, that way you can see our updates regularly. Alright, and press the little bell or notification icon down next to the subscribe. It really helps us out when you do that. And yeah, I'll see you all in the next video, everybody. I'll see you tomorrow probably. I'll do a bit of news, alright? Alright, and I'm going to send those prizes out tomorrow, start sending them out tomorrow, okay? Alright, everybody, fantastic. I'll see you in the next video. Stephen here, Command Centre Wargaming. Cool, guys, just very quickly, I just wanted to show you the difference between the two models. So how they basically look. Alright, so you can see here the difference between the two. So obviously the one on the left hand side you can see is a lot flatter. The one on the right hand side is obviously a lot more stark, right? And now I will go through in there, I'll probably just do a little bit of a tweak, add some darker tones to that next. Basically that's usually what I'll do, so you have to sort of like go between and sort of dull it down, add a little bit of more shadows, but that's fine. But most of the shadows I've got still in there, okay? And I'm just going to spin that around for you so you can see that. Alright, you can see the difference, and you can definitely see like the difference there, and how it's sort of working there as well. Alright, so like that, okay, so it's quite a nice angle there as well. Alright. So yeah, it's definitely pretty cool. All right, I am happy with that gold. I am really happy with that gold. I think it's a very nice gold, by the way, from Army Painter. Bright gold is what it's called. So yeah, I'll definitely be using that. And you know, like I said, a little bit of more null oil over that, and a little bit more, you know, edge highlighting with some of that aluminium. White aluminium, and these are going to be looking some pretty hot custodes, because I feel as though custodes should be shiny, you know. So yeah, anyway everybody, okay, I'll actually end it there this time. You all have a great night. I'll see you in the next video. Subscribe if you're not subscribed. Awesome, cool.